So we are in the month of April, which means the Fairyloot box this month is Dreams and Wishes. Here's the card and the picky image that we were given a couple of months ago now, I think, to let us know what was coming up. And so of course I said to my husband, please can I have this box, please, 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 please. He said yes, of course you can. It arrived last Saturday at 20 to 4. And my boys were so excited and wanted to know what was in the box and could they help me unwrap it. And I didn't film the unboxing video. I thought to myself, doesn't matter. I had a lovely time unboxing it with my lads. There were lots of oohs and ahs, and my youngest has nicked all my purple paper from it already. He's already claiming the other ones as well. So they really loved what was in the box and they thought it was really wonderful. So I thought I'd do a review video this month on my Fairyloot box. This is my third Fairyloot box, and I have to say I've been very impressed with what I've received so far. First up, there was this little box sat in the very top of the box as you opened it. Inside it was this mug. Mine says, "To the stars who listen and the dreams that are answered." And we knew there was going to be a mug in this box. We just didn't know exactly what the mug was going to be. And I think it's a very pretty mug. It's blue, one of my favourite colours, and it's a really nice quote, appropriately enough, with the dream theme. So the quote is from A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, and apparently this mug is great for dishwashers and microwaves, which is a bonus when you get a new mug. So rooting around inside the purple paper, I come across a candle. Don't get me wrong, I like candles as much as the next person, but I now have 4 candles to burn. This one is, as you can see, a rather small candle compared to what we've had recently. And it's a mint marshmallows candy floss soya candle. It's all glittery inside. It's not a bad smell. We did prefer last month's, which was a black cherry flavour, but it was quite a pretty candle, and of course I'll put it on the pile ready to burn. It's nice to have a choice. In this month's box there was an enamel pin. This one is a dream jar, which of course I thought of BFG instantly because, you know, it's a dream jar, makes sense. These are really sweet. I like pins. I don't often wear one. I do actually have an old sock, like a knee-high sock from when I was a kid, that has all my pins on it. Most of them are Disney. So this will probably go on that collection, ready to be worn at some point in the future. There was a magnet in the box, which is cool because I like fridge magnets. This one says, "Follow your dreams, they know the way," which is really nice, inside the middle of a dream catcher. There's also a notebook inside this month's box. Mine is the sapphire. Apparently there are 12 different designs, one for each month of the year. Sapphire happens to be September. Not my birth month, but I'm not complaining because I like sapphires. So this is really pretty. It's all sparkly on the inside, and then simple notebook inside. And gold leafing on the edge. So, very sweet. Ironically, I saw the book in my local library Saturday morning that the quote for the next item comes from. We got a lovely tote bag this month. It says, "Madness is a matter of perspective, little dreamer," and it's from the Mime order, which, like I say, I saw in the library, and I think it's a really nice tote bag. It's the same on both sides, very colourful and very pretty. It's a good sized bag. There were a couple of bonus items, as I've come to expect from Fairyloot. There was a postcard for Hunted, a new book coming out, which is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I have heard good things about this book, so I might put it on my library to borrow list. And then there was this postcard, which is from Spindle Fire. Now, I read the first few chapters of this online. I found a link on Twitter and went and read it and thought it sounded really, really good. So I'm looking forward to actually trying to find this in the library or maybe the bookshop, possibly, and picking it up and reading it. But it's a retelling of Sleeping Beauty. As always, there's the Fairy Scoop magazine inside the box, which has got the interview with the author in there, suggested other reads for the book, and looking forward to what's coming next month is Warriors and Legends. I have a sneaky suspicion I already know what the book is, and obviously I've got this on order ready to go. So Fairyloot are known for their letter from the author. I got 2 copies of mine, and I like the way that each letter is slightly different every month to represent either the book or the author themselves, so that's quite sweet. There's one signed book plate, and this month there was a matching bookmark to go with the card. So I have a Dreams and Wishes bookmark. How cool is that? The book itself is Given to the Sea by Mindy McGuinness. It's an interesting look at different people from different backgrounds and how they all mesh together, as far as I can work out from reading the background. I think it's a really pretty cover. I know a lot of people are a bit disappointed with the book. They've already said, no, this is not one I would have picked up. But I think the whole point of the Fairyloot box is to try things that you wouldn't necessarily pick up in the bookshop or the library. So I'm quite glad I've got this, because this will be a book I try. I might have picked it up in the library because of the pretty cover, but I will certainly be reading this at some point. So that's what was in the box. Now I just wanted to say a few things about those items. Now of course, I love mugs. You can never have too many mugs. Well, perhaps you can if you can't actually get them all in the cupboard anymore or on the mug tree. So, you know, I might have a mug issue, but I like mugs. The fact it's a book quote, it's one of my favourite books at the moment. I really like this. This will probably get used either as a bookmark holder or my new tea mug. I would say another candle yet again. You know, I'm not a candle person. I find I don't use them very often, and I've got quite a few building up now. So I would say if you could hold off on the candles for a few months, I'd be very happy, but I can't see it happening. The notebook, I'm thinking, is a slightly unusual item. For me personally, I don't use notebooks really as a rule, particularly pretty ones, because I don't like ruining pretty notepads. I'd rather scribble it down in a jotter. So I don't know if I'm actually going to ever get around to using this or not. But it is a nice idea, it's a nice sentiment. As a fact, it's pocket size, so this will actually fit to be carried around with you. So I might use it, I might give it to my youngest son, who will probably appreciate writing in it quite a bit. I love fridge magnets, and you know, fridge magnets that say something, that is thought-provoking. I really like those kind of things. So our fridge is currently covered in Lego magnets, which is kind of cool. So it'd be nice to have a book-related one. In fact, I think it's the first book-related fridge magnet, so that's like a bonus. And the pin. Again, I don't know when or if I'm going to get around to wearing it, but I think it's a really pretty pin. I like the fact that it's an ambiguous book-related pin rather than an obvious one. And I just like the way it's, you know, sparkly and subtle. I quite like that. But I'm not sure if or when I'm going to get to wear it, so no. Tote bag is lovely, and I'm kind of a bit of a sucker for totes at the moment. I've got several book related ones. I do have my favourite one from Blackwell's, so I kind of use that everywhere I go because it's quite a heavy duty bag. But this might become a new one to use when I just pop to the shops or I'm going to the library and I need something a bit bigger than normal. So I have to say my favourite item from the box would be the mug, purely because I like mugs. I'm a mug person. I would say probably my least favourite item would be the notepad. I'm not a notepad person, to be honest. You know, I have one and that's about all. I don't collect them. I don't really use them. I'm not a notey, pretty note person. Anyway. And the book, I have to say, it's yet another beautiful hardback book. It's another fantasy series. It's by an author I've never read before. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the story's like, what the characters are like, and actually, is it a standalone or is this part of a series? Because I'm really hoping it's a standalone. I don't think I can invest in yet another series, because that would be the last two books otherwise. But yeah, so I quite like the book. To me, the book is positive. It's not a ugh. I'm actually quite looking forward to reading this book. So that was my Fairyloot review. Like I say, these are just my thoughts. People like candles, people like pins, you know. I'm odd, I'm not a candle person. So, you know, I've taken out the items that I really like in this box, but I'm sure you've got other opinions, and please let me know in the comments below which items you really liked out of it. Are you looking forward to reading the book? You know what I think? Please let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. I will be posting videos later this week because obviously it's the end of the month, so it's wrap up and TBRs for next month. So you will be seeing me again on a regular basis for a little while. Hopefully. Fingers crossed anyway. Thank you for watching. Please follow me on Twitter, Goodreads and Instagram. All the links are below in the description box. And happy reading, everyone. Bye.